A boy named Josh always plays alone with his imaginary friend. One night, his mother Beth sees him talking and playing as if someone is really there, but she ignores it, thinking it's just child's play. One day, when Josh goes to school, Beth is cleaning his room and discovers that Josh's pet, Chewy, is dead. Seeing this, she is completely shocked. That same evening, while the whole family is sitting together eating pizza, Josh's dad, Kevin, asks him about the name of his imaginary friend. Josh writes Zed on a paper and shows them that his friend's name is Zed. The next morning, Beth takes Josh to school. On the way, she asks him about his friend Daniel, but Josh stays silent the entire time. Beth drops him at school and goes back home. A little later, Beth gets a call from the school and rushes there. Josh's teacher tells her that Josh is being suspended indefinitely. She explains that Josh used to be a very bright student, but lately he has completely changed. He doesn't pay attention in class, uses bad language, and recently even got into fights with other kids. Hearing this, Beth is left in shock. Beth goes home and discusses everything with Kevin. Together, they take Josh to a psychologist. The psychologist advises them to spend more time with Josh and play with him so that he doesn't feel the need for an imaginary friend. As they are about to leave, Josh suddenly walks out saying, "Come on, Zed." Hearing this, the psychologist is startled. They all leave from there. The next day, Beth takes Josh to a play zone. Josh is happily playing there. While sliding down, he calls Beth from inside the tunnel slide. Beth smiles at him, but just as Josh goes inside, Beth notices a strange creature crawling right behind him. She panics and quickly rushes inside the slide, calling out to Josh. To her horror, she finds Josh lying unconscious inside, but in reality he was just joking around with Beth. After that, they went home and had dinner together. Later, Beth told Kevin about the strange creature, but he laughed it off, saying she must have been mistaken. The next morning, Beth called the parents of Josh's friends asking if he could come over and play with their kids. However, none of them agreed, so she went to Daniel's house and sat with his mom. Despite Daniel's mother being hesitant, Josh went upstairs into Daniel's room. Daniel's mom revealed to Beth that Josh had been talking to Daniel about harming animals, and that same day Daniel came home crying. Suddenly, Daniel came crashing down from the railing above, falling straight to the ground. His mother screamed and rushed to him. Beth, shocked, looked up and saw Josh standing there. Soon after, the ambulance arrived, and in anger and grief, Daniel's mother told Beth and Josh to leave immediately. Disheartened, Beth returned home. That night, she told Kevin everything, and the two of them became very worried. The following morning, Beth prepared breakfast for Josh and secretly mixed the psychiatrist's prescribed medicine into his milk. When Josh didn't come down, she went to his room to call him and noticed a disturbing painting on the wall. It was a horrifying creature. Josh calmly told her, "This is Z?" Beth was stunned. They then go down and had breakfast. Later, Beth took Josh to her mother's house. While Josh sat watching TV, Beth and her sister were going through some old belongings. Among them, Beth found an old cassette, which she took home. That night she played it on the TV. To her shock, the video showed her own childhood, talking to someone named Z. Beth was terrified by this revelation. That same night, while she was taking a bath, she couldn't stop thinking about Z. Suddenly, a terrifying figure appeared in front of her. Beth screamed in fear. Beth becomes terrified after seeing Z. Shaken, she goes back to the same psychiatrist. He reveals that when Beth was a child, her father had once brought her to him as well. He shows her old video recordings where young Beth is seen talking about Z. The psychiatrist explains that maybe through her son Josh, Z is trying to bring back Beth's suppressed childhood memories. After this, Beth heads home. Meanwhile, Kevin notices that the drawing of Z on the wall, which he had painted over earlier, has returned. Suddenly, the drawing's eyes turn blood red. When Beth reaches home, she finds the house on fire. She rushes inside and discovers Kevin brutally killed. Shocked and terrified, she desperately searches for Josh. She finds him standing near a gate, but before she can reach him, Z pulls Josh inside and the gate slams shut. Beth pleads with Z, saying she will stay with him if he lets Josh go. Eventually, Josh is released, and Beth quickly takes him to her sister's house for safety before returning home alone. Beth begins living with Z. She cooks breakfast for him, plays with him, and even shares her bed with him. Next day, she calls her sister to ask about Josh, but Z becomes furious. In anger, he smashes through the door and goes after Josh. Panicked, Beth tells her sister to take Josh and escape far away. But when her sister looks for him, Josh is missing. She searches outside and finds him playing on the railway tracks. Z had lured him there. A train is quickly approaching, and Josh's aunt runs to save him. At the same time, the psychiatrist arrives at Beth's house and tells her that Z only exists in her mind, and that only she can destroy him. In desperation, Beth tries to hang herself from a ceiling fan. This causes her brain activity to stop, making Z disappear completely, since he was only a creation of her imagination. Meanwhile, Josh's aunt manages to save him from the train. In the final scene, we see her feeding Beth with her own hands at the dining table while Josh sits beside them quietly eating his food. The movie ends here. For more amazing horror stories, don't forget to subscribe to our channel Crax. We'll be back soon with another chilling tale.